Hello and welcome to the finale of Final Fantasy II. Or at least I hope it is the finale of Final Fantasy II. Otherwise, I feel really silly for ending the stream a little early last night. I am Pyschogambitable and I like to use random name generators when I play Final Fantasy. um, so, yesterday we found Minwu and lost Minwu. We lost Sid. We went through the cyclone and defeated the Emperor, and we got reunited with Leon as Seawell Plass. So as mentioned, I do use random name generators at the start of each game to determine what my characters' names are going to be. That's why Furion's name is Fenton, Maria is Faust, Guy is Roger, and as mentioned, Leon is now Seawell. Which is kind of awkward because I include last names, and Seawell and Faust are supposed to be brother and sister, but they have different last names, so whatever. My only rule with my random name generator is that the first name has to fit. If the first name is, oh dear, I forgot where. Sorry, if the first name is more than 12 characters, then I will have to choose a different name. So that's why when I roll out my random names, I usually get a list of 10. That way, if one has a first name that doesn't fit, I can choose the next one in the list. There it is. It's very briefly forgot where Pandemonium is. But yeah, so we are going to be heading into Pandemonium now. I don't think it's going to be as quick as or as clear as a shot as we got with the going through the Chaos Shrine and facing Chaos at the end. I really, really doubt I'm going to do it in one go. I think there is going to be a little bit of back and forth, mainly because of Seawell's level. But that's not going to stop us from trying. And at the very least, with Pandemonium, we will get a lot of gills, so then I can stock up on elixirs if I need to. So it's ultimately a win-win, because we are still going to be working on leveling up Holy and Ultima as we're going through. Just because Ultima is going to be a good move to have, even though... actually, with that in mind, I might end up giving Seawall the Blood Sword, since he also uses swords, doesn't he? Yes, he does. So you know what? Let's go ahead. He can have the Blood Sword instead of Fenton, since Fenton's going to be using Ultima mostly. But yeah, so unlike with most well, I guess, sorry, any dungeon we can leave, but unlike with some areas, we can easily leave Pandemonia and go back to the surface world, so we aren't trapped down here now that we've entered. But just like any dungeon, we've got a couple of options at our disposal here in terms of where we want to go. So let's go ahead and get started on getting our Holy and Ultima up. Or continue to get the Holy and Ultima up. Again, most of what's going on right now is because we're going to be working on leveling up Seawall, because he is tremendously under level. That's alright, because his sister can pretty well heal him for full health right now. Now we can go back to Holy. And Holy is finally starting to do a good chunk of damage, which is great. We got some more items that we probably won't use. You know what, actually, in hindsight, what I might do, now that I have everyone equipped the way I want them to be, and I have a bunch of items that I will very likely not use. I should have done this before. I'm gonna go back to town and sell a bunch of stuff. That way I can buy more goodies to help us through the dungeon. Because while I highly doubt I'm gonna get through this in one go, you never know. I was genuinely surprised when I beat Chaos Shrine without Chaos not one-shotting me, but as mentioned in at the end of Final Fantasy 1, I have never beaten Chaos on first try. I usually have to go through. But again, I guess like I also preemptively leveled up to try and get my guys to this around the same level I was from previous playthroughs that I've beaten him at, because I didn't want you guys having to sit through the grinding, but now you guys might have to sit through grinding because of Seawall. And because today I did not really have time to just sit and level. So let's go ahead and sell things that we're not going to need. I don't... Theoretically, I probably won't need these things, but I'm going to hold on to them just in case. Because you never know. But things like wind flute, Gaia drum, garlic, these are all things I'm not going to use, so I might as well just get rid of them now. Because we are in the end game. Look at all that money we now have after selling all the stuff. And we got a whole bunch of spells that we don't really need. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Ooh, I didn't realize we got flare. Okay, gotta hold on to that, because someone's gonna get that, and also need to have that leveled up. Maybe I'll give that to... Oh no, at this point, there's really... Okay, so now let's get work on this stuff. So many things that we do not need. And the nice thing is this is like late game good like money. Oh, there was a lot of those. You know what, actually, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and sort. There we go. And let's go ahead and use Flare Tome. Who can use that? She can't? I'm gonna guess Fenton can. Yep, so he's gonna be leveling up now, not only Ultima, but Flare as well. Oh, does somebody have haste? No. You know what? I'm gonna give him also haste, because that is not something... That is not a bad thing to have. So, Fenton has a few spells that he needs to level up now. The nice thing about all this is, with all this gone, we'll know exactly what that everything that we have is stuff that we are looking at actually equipping instead of having to sort through a bunch of stuff, so. That should be everything. Yep, okay. There we go. So let's go ahead and buy some more elixirs. How many? We can get 10 more. We don't really need cottages. Phoenix down, sure, that's fine. What do we have otherwise? We have as many high potions as we can take, so you know what? I'm going to spend the rest of my money on getting ethers. There we go. Wow, we have 28 and 28. That's, I don't think you could plan that any better. Alright, so let's, while we're here. Are you going to charge me for 1,000,000? Yes, you're going to charge me more than I have. Yes, you are. Okay. Well, I mean, we're not going to be able to use cottages when we're in Pandemonium anyways, so I guess I can just use the cottage. I really charged way too much. I'm going to stop fast forwarding right now because I'm going to go ahead and use Haste and Flare to try and get those, to start getting those going. And Flare. And basically that's going to be kind of my run of things for the next couple of matches until either Ultima is level 10 where I can stop, where I can give it a break in terms of leveling it. And that. Actually, again, hindsight, I wanted to use a cottage out there. Yes. Just going back and forth because I have the memory of a goldfish. I'm just fixing something there. Okay. Items. Oh, not ether. Cottage. Now our inventory looks so empty, but it's nice. Alright. Alrighty, let's see how far we get. So we got a few options for doors. Then I'm gonna go for that chest first. Ooh, a diamond mace. Is that better than the poison? So it's better than the poison axe, so I'll go ahead and do that for him. Oh, you just stole some of my MP. That's not nice. Ah, he's not gonna get the haste off. Oh well. Oh, but Flare leveled up. Now I'm really gonna highlight how bad my memory is. I'm trying to now think if I bought Flare. Cause I was like genuinely surprised to see it in my inventory, but now I'm just thinking like, did I buy it? Like, am I just misremembering that I actually spent money on it? I would not put it past myself. That's why I'm kind of genuinely curious. This is... Ah, Roger, sometimes you do way too much damage. He's leveled up. So haste, we don't need to level up too far, but it's not going to be a bad one to have a few levels on. Of course, have to check every single door to make sure I'm not missing anything. Ooh, that was lucky. That was very lucky. Let's hope... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say let's hope he can get another attack off or I kill it, but... Oh, he was... Roger was not the one that I went to heal there. Oh well. There was a... Yeah, I was like, there's a chest up here. More hellfire. More things that I could sell if I have to go back to... town. Well, I'm glad, like, it doesn't waste my MP. There's a part of me in terms of the leveling is, like, if I wish if I had inputted what I was, what spell I was using, it would still count towards the leveling. Because, I mean, technically they're in the process of casting the spell, they just weren't fast enough. I love the enemy battle music of this game. I wish the boss music was better because that's something that I also really like. And like again, going back to that, I'm at the same time playing through Final Fantasy X. The combat music of Final Fantasy X is incredible. The boss battle music for it is incredible. I wish Seymour was a better villain, but still. Ultimately, the soundtrack is very, very good. With the early games, their soundtrack is still very good, but I find like some of the tracks are really hit and miss based on when they're used. So like, I don't know, it's the boss battle music for Final Fantasy 2 just feels a little underwhelming, I guess would be the correct word to say. Especially considering that you're going through the depths of hell and fighting a boss there. Like, it's, I know, I kind of want something a little, with a little more to it. And that's always a big thing for me is soundtracks of games and movies and even TV shows. I've had experiences on all three fronts ruined because of poor music choices, and I can't get past it. Like, there are genuine movies that a lot of people like, and I'm just like, I hate the soundtrack. I can't sit through the movie because the soundtrack was awful. Fenton was actually getting the chance to use Ultima again because he had so many worms. Too many worms. Too many worms. But we're getting lots of monies that we'll potentially need to use. Like, this music is great. This, like, mini-boss music is great. This is what they should have used for, like, the actual boss musics. And again, just like with Final Fantasy 1, haste does not make them attack faster, but allows them to attack more, so to land more hits essentially before their turn is over. So that's why it's a good move to have, especially going into a final boss, because then you can land more hits when you attack, and potentially do more damage to him. Which is why I wish I realized I had that in my inventory a little bit sooner. Oh no! They've been shrunk. Alright. This is why I don't really like marbles. Yep, I was like, Seawall's probably gonna die from that. So let's go ahead and switch to Ultima, just so I can land a good hit on them. Since Seawall's dead, let's try and save Roger. He is our heavy hitter. Okay, so nope, I cannot recover that. Okay. That's what I was curious. Oh no! Oh gosh, that's bad. That is very bad. Thankfully, they're leaving her alone, and she can do pretty significant damage with her bow still. Alright, so Fenton. We're gonna raise those two. And Faust. Cure everyone. Go. Oh, it was down here. Whoops. I was like, I have to go all the way back up to... Nope. There we go. One of these days I will remember to bring up my one good controller instead of... and replace the controller that I'm using for Steam. I own 3 PlayStation 4 controllers. 2 have this issue with the right joystick, and the one that originally came with the console way back when I first got it is the only one that doesn't. So I don't know if that's like a testament to like the quality of the alternate controllers that you can buy versus the ones that come with the console, but and as anyone who owns rabbits will understand that all of my controllers, the joysticks have been nibbled a little. So I do have covers for them, or thumb pads, I should say, for them, or replacement thumb pads for them as well. If you own a bunny, there's no such thing as unnibbled controllers. If they will find it in the least likely of places, and they will nibble, and they will do so very happily. Lady Bun is actually in a much better mood today. I mean, partially because I decided not to do harness training today. It's Sunday, so we're both kind of taking that portion off. But so she's getting a little break from that, so she's a much happier bun for that reason. So she actually came into the office today with me and is sitting underneath my desk at the moment because she's a good bun who doesn't distract me as often. I did contemplate putting it on her and letting her run around the house with it on, because I sometimes do that to help her just get used to wearing it. But then I was like, do not need her jingling around the office, potentially jingling around the office the entire time. So decided against that after all. Oh, okay. So maybe Basuna will fix that? That might be it. That'll be something to try next time. Yeah, thing to remember, Isuna is for if it's an effect that stays after combat ends. Basuna is for if it naturally goes away on its own. Or I shouldn't say naturally, if it goes away on its own at the end of combat. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. So it looks like Faust might run out of Holy in a little bit. Which is fine. Go ahead and throw a haste in there. Flare is leveling up real fast. looks like as long as Holy doesn't level up at the end of this battle, Faust... Oh no, Faust might still have one more in her. Let's go ahead and get Flare. So if she, sorry, I should say if she doesn't get this off in this battle and it doesn't level up, she should have one more left in her. Still didn't level up. How close is Holy from leveling up? Oh, it's very close. Okay. Oh, I forgot to swap spells. Oh well. Even though I'm leveling up Faust's Holy, there's a very good chance she's gonna just be delegated to healer. So we might not even really get to use much Holy, but still, it's not a bad thing to have leveled up. Just in case she does get the chance to attack. Roger's definitely going to finish this worm off. Yep. And that right there is why we are going to want the Blood Sword for the Emperor. He took over 2,000 damage to the King Behemoth here. And then further 900, because the amount of damage Blood Sword actually does is dependent on how much HP your opponent has. So against boss type enemies, it is fantastic. And Runex is better than the mace. We have a friend down here. Oh, I was not fast enough with the stopping of that. Oh well. Still on Holy 9. I thought for sure that last battle was gonna be what tipped it into 10. There we go. Holy leveled up. Perfect. I'm gonna do that just because I want the haste off. And then I'm gonna switch Faust to actually be attacking. Oh, actually, I'm gonna test Basuna on these guys. And see if Basuna works. It does! Okay. I am thinking about it now. I think I could have had it go off on both of them, but eh. Oh well. I wonder if my Basuna, if I got it higher level, would it cure their confused status? I think it will. So I need to... Basuna is so hard to level up just because it is dependent on... Ooh. Huh. You know what? No. Although, she can forget. Yeah, she can forget stuff. Let's go ahead and forget blind. And teleport will keep. Aura will get rid of. Get rid of break. And then I can. It's actually very tempting to get her flare and flare as well. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get her flare. And then let's see. You know what? No, these are the other ones I don't need. So let's go ahead. Those ones definitely can go away, but yeah, let's check the gloves. Attack goes way down, defense and magic defense goes up quite a bit. Yeah, let's give that to her. We get all greens with that, so that is the clear choice. It's a little annoying that you get all the good spells really close to the end of the game. Just because it can be such a pain to level them all up, but oh well. Oh, it targeted him. That's silly. Why did it not undo their mini? Okay, this is becoming a little bit of a problem. Let's try and get rid of this guy. I am taking advantage of this to level up Basuna. No. Let's use him to attack for now. Basuna on him. I do think I would be able to to do more good if Basuna was leveled up. not often I come across the opportunity to use Basuna multiple times in battle. Let's go ahead and try and get rid of those lady vampires. I just realized Seawell's gonna get hurt from attacking with the blood sword. Oh well. At least it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. But he is now charmed, which is great. Alright, we got some levels up, but Ultima, how far away from leveling up is Ultima? Oh, still a little ways to go before we're level 9. Again, why it's annoying that you get all the great spells right at the end of the game. Because it takes so long to level them. Oh, she, for whatever reason, is not using Flare anymore. What the heck does that question mark mean? Is that amnesia? Might be amnesia. So she forgot, basically she forgot what she was doing. And it looks like it's something that carries into... Oh, this is concerning. Items. What do I have that can fix amnesia? A mallet. Why does a mallet fix amnesia? Do they just like smack themselves in the face with it or something? Ooh, dragon armor, holy lance, Aegis shield. Well, shield I'm not going to use at all. The dragon armor. She's good to have them. Yeah. Okay, so the rest is fine. We'll give him the holy lance, and that should be good. That is so nice to see, like, that much damage being done. Holy. Especially when others are doing like 100 or 79. Another Yoichi bow, which is clearly meant to be kind of signifying that the Yoichi bow might be the best bow in the game. So I don't think we're going to get anything better for Faust. As long as we keep her on bows, which I'm fine to do with. That's what I usually do with her anyways. I did not mean to have him do flare twice, but okay. Aw, both their flares went up. That's cute. Okay, so that's the way to go. So is this anything special? Well, that is a little concerning. You can use flare. You're gonna use cure. And everyone else is good to attack. What level currently is haste? Haste is level 5, so I'll get to level 6 and that will be it for haste. And then I can focus back on just flare and Ultima. I'm glad there's like no residual effects of Cyclone, like it doesn't make them dizzy or anything or confused. It's just, hey, it attacks everyone. Have fun. Okay, so nothing in there. Before we continue, let's go ahead and do a quick heal of everyone. Just because I want to get that haste just up to level 6, I'm just going to try and use it at the start of each fight, so that way I can get it off. And then I can use flare or whatever for the rest of the fight. Let's get a flare off for him. Oh right, I have a ton of high potions. the... So I don't need to use haste anymore. Okay. Haste is leveled up to where I want it to be, so we're going to focus on Flare and Ultima. Shame there's like not a blood axe or something for Roger to use. Actually, you know what? Now that she has Flare, I might as well just focus on Ultima for him. Because that's primarily what he's going to be using on the Emperor anyways. Ultima's best to use on him. And then she can focus on the Flare. Look how much we've already got in Gil again. Pandemonium is a great place for Gil grinding at the very least. And this isn't even, we're not even in like Pandemonium yet. This is just the Jade Passage. So we're like literally in the like beginning area of Pandemonium. That's alright, because we're taking our time to make sure that we've gotten everything, which we have. I kind of figured I wasn't going to get that off. And still, Basuna did not level up. And that is the Jade Passage done. We are finally in Pandemonium. I knew it was spelled that way. I actually looked this up because I wanted to make sure I was spelling it correctly. And I originally spelled it Pandae. And then when I looked it up, just to make sure that was the right spelling, Google was telling me it's Pande for Final Fantasy II. And I knew it was an AE. I'm going to fix that. I am going to fix that because that is going to bug me. And there's some things where my memory is, you know, fine, and then other things where it's like, ha ha ha, nope. Okay. This is the castle of hell. Pandemonium. Oh, right. I need to click back onto my game. There we go. We took one step and right into a golem. Okay. Go ahead and use Ultima. Oh boy! I forgot the Death Riders did that. Okay, okay, okay. Let's get rid of these dudes. And this is why I was like, I'm not gonna get through Pandemonium probably in one shot. You can go ahead and bring it back to life. And let's hope that the RNG is friendly with the golem. And it is! Okay. Now we can go back to what I was doing before. Actually, he's got his special sword, so he should be okay. Oh, and our life leveled up. That's great. And the music for Pandemonium is fantastic. Like, this is exactly sort of epicness you would expect from a final area. Or the castle, a castle in hell, I should say. They're gonna attack the... Yeah, they're all gonna attack him, so that is fine. Now the question is Seawell gonna hurt himself? He is not, okay. That's our friends, the Lamia Queens, who are not as threatening now that we're in Pandemonium. I don't think there's anything special on this first floor. It might be just okay to just meander our way along. I like it when the game gives me elixirs. Okay. So now that there's two, I'm gonna focus on actually attacking, because those guys are not fun. Because they can do that! Poor Seawall. You're the one who needs leveling up. And I think this is a good sign as to why that is. I love how, like, Final Fantasy canonically does technically have horses, but they're always, like, demon horses. Because whenever you see them, they're always associated with some sort of villainy, like the Death Knights or the crazy horse from 1. I think they'll do just as much damage. They do a little less damage. But that is not okay. You do not take down the healer. Thank you very much. I'm just wondering if... No, it's not quite. Not quite time to elixir it. We've got some goodies in here. Now, if I remember correctly, Pandemonium does have a room where I'm actually gonna focus just cause that thing. It does have a room where it can get a little confusing in order to get everything that's available in the room. Especially since I think it has a very good item. Again, I love this game, but my memory sucks. Nice to see Ultima doing like consistently like over 400 damage. And we just need to get Flare there. I'm actually trying to remember because, like, as much as I gush about the music in the game, there's one in the early first three tracks that is such a pain to get a good score on in Theatrhythm. And I think it is I want to say it is the battle theme for 4-2. But I can't remember 100%. Actually, maybe not. And like, I'm trying to have like the way the game is played go through my head there. It might be ones. It might be one's battle theme that's a pain to get a good score on. Okay, nothing over here. Oh, piss. Oh, those curls gonna cause me trouble. They probably are. And there's Roger down. And they are paralyzed, so let's see if that's him down. Oh, but thank God Seawall's up. The amount of times I died to curls because of that stupid one-hit attack that they do, they are seriously my least like the only enemy in the in Final Fantasy II that I will call absolute bullshit on. Because they should not have a move that can one-hit you. For being a regular enemy, I should say. Why are those guys doing so little damage? And the fact that they can also, like, paralyze your entire party does not help either. Oh, I guess I didn't really need to do that, but I was being careful. Yes, charm the one who's already potentially charmed. Oh no, that's right, he got hit by the blaster. Oh, now she's asleep. Faust. Do ribbons help against the curls? I actually don't know for sure. Yay, Sewell's HP went up. Ah, piss. I went auto onto square button again. Let's hope I can take care of these curls pretty quickly. I mean, thankfully, that one just wants to use Blaster, which I am perfectly okay with. I'll just physically attack them just because I know it'll get rid of them. Go! And save for another day. So that's the way down. Is there anything up here? I don't mind Sewell falling asleep. Because he still gets experience at the end of it. Okay, yeah, there's nothing up here. Okay. Just had to juggle something there. There we go. Okay, Ultima. Flare, attack, and attack. Those guys aren't doing much damage right now. And of course, all the guys managed to be paralyzed. Let's see if I at least get some of them up. Okay, well I got Fenton up. For all of a turn. Okay, so you know what? That's not worth it. I thought I had myself on auto there. I guess not. Go. Moving on. Alright, where am I in terms of... Okay, so I've got 2 out of the 10 items. Ah, this is the area. This is where things will get a little confusing in terms of finding all the items. And this is where utter bullshit happens because you end up ambushed by these guys who can one-shot your entire team. Yeah, like, I guarantee I am not going to win this fight. Nope. This is why I hate Pandemonium. This is like the worst part in the game for me. Only because of the stupid corals. Because I can handle anything else this game throws at me. And that being said, I do still, like, this is still one of my favorite Final Fantasies, but those corals, like, I am so glad that they nerfed them in later games, because holy frick are they a pain in the butt. Like, in later games, I think it is that they have to paralyze you first, and then they can one-shot you. Which is so much better because it's more of a chance that it's less of a like, oh, if you get bit by them, you're probably gonna die. It's now as like, oh, they have to paralyze you first, which is a lower chance of that happening. Oh, thank God. Okay, I got 2 of them down. I can deal with just 2 left. Especially if they all just want to use Blaster on me, that's fine. So like the chance of them actually paralyzing you is lower, or the chance of you staying paralyzed for when they try to use their one-shot attack is lower. So it makes it a little bit more of a fair fight instead of like, oh, if they actually decide to bite you, you're dead. Sorry. I'm gonna buddy them up a little bit, because I think that will make it so that they're more likely, to take them all out. Perfect. That went much better. Okay, so there's a secret wall somewhere over here. I think it's in this room. It might be in one of the other rooms. I guess the other thing they could have done to like balance that out more is make it so that that bite move, like, it has a higher chance of hitting if you are already paralyzed, but if you're not, then I guess like if you're not paralyzed, then it has a higher chance of missing. So that way it's not like all 4 of them bite and you know you're screwed. There we go. Zombie Borgin! Which means Seawell's probably gonna hurt himself a few times. Oh dear. You know what? Sure. Let's start off with this and then we'll go from there. Yep, I was like, Seawell's gonna hurt himself. What can you do instead of attacking Seawell? That is the question. You can be paralyzed. That works. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna leave him paralyzed for a turn. Yeah, zombie Borgin is about as strong as regular Borgin. Like, basically the shadows and the zombie versions of bosses you've already defeated are not nearly as strong as the originals. Or sorry, they should say they are not that much stronger than the originals. I'm sure you noticed, like, when we're going through whatchamacallit, the Empire place. I am really blanking on the name of the Empire. When we were going through there, we ran into the shades of the Emperor, and it took a lot longer for us to defeat them than it did for us to defeat the Emperor the first time round, which is simply because different things affect them, like the fact that Seawell can't fight them at all. From here, oh, I need to go through. Oh no, no! Please, 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 don't do this to me. I hate these guys so freaking much. I'm gonna lose this. I'm gonna have to redo this room. I hate corals so much. Okay. Yep, I have to redo this room. You know what? Let's see if Ribbon does anything against the the cat things. Because, I mean, if Faust doesn't die because she's wearing a ribbon, that would be amazing. Alright, it's up here and then through this door. This fake wall. Okay. And we're off against Zombie Borgin again, which we already know that. Actually, magic, haste. You're gonna defend, because you're not gonna be very helpful, Seawall. Yep, and there he goes. We got Genji gloves. We're gonna equip those to Seawall. We're gonna do a quick save. So that way if we die again to the cows, I won't be as mad. Alright, let's go around. See, these guys I don't mind getting ambushed by. I can deal with them. The Beast Demon thought I was going to have needed to cast some sort of protective spell on myself for his fight. Not quite. Oh. Hang on. I think I missed that. Give me a second. It's hard to kind of figure out what you're doing when you keep running into enemies. I'm trying to figure out if... I may be wrong, because I thought I could get through down there, but maybe not. Okay, so no, I go through from the other side. Okay. I came all the way back for nothing. I see you. Since when did you do poison damage? There is a reason I came all the way over here. Or I think there's a reason. I feel like there's a reason I came all the way over here. Yeah, there it is. And we got the Massamune. No, we're not magic. Sunday, 256. Okay, so no matter which one we choose, it jumps his attack up to 256. Which actually, because he's going to be casting spells for the most part, I might, yeah, give it to him. You can see that's a fake wall because it's jiggling. I never noticed before that that the fake wall in Pandemonium jiggles. Like it's alive. Like look at it jiggling there. Just a jiggle jaggling along. It's having the best time. Ooh, we got another ribbon. We still haven't tested the theory of whether or not that helps against the Carols. And I mean, I don't really want to test the theory because then that means that I run the risk of that. Okay, no. I was gonna see about getting seawall up, but that is not something I'm willing to risk. And the fake wall up here doesn't jiggle. So it's literally just that one over in that, where the Massamune is. I guess it's to kind of be like, hey, there's something really good here, like you need to find your way over. Seriously, like even when it does 0 damage, it still kills my guys. Like, I hate that so much. Oh, we haven't seen you for a while. I will take you 100 times over the corals. Cats. I'm just gonna call them cats. Death cats. Alright, so that is this room finally done. And in hindsight, I am going to do a quick save as soon as I get out of this battle, just in case. Because I really, really, really don't want to have to go through all that again. Quick save, yes. I think I'm lucky that I'm not running into the death cats, but still. Yeah, especially since as soon as we got out, we get ambushed, we get jumped by the death cats. Like, once I get to a certain point and, like, certain level for everyone, I usually choose to flee from these guys just because they're just such a bullshit fight. And if I'm not mistaken, that chest in the middle that we are going to go and try and get does have a whole bunch of death cats in them. So that's going to be fun. And is it this door that takes me to that chest? You know what? This is where a mouse comes in handy. And that is a blocked way. Yes, it does. Okay. What did he have on him that could be dispelled? I'm genuinely confused. If you make me start this room over again... Okay, so the ribbon does nothing to the death cats. That is fantastic. But, like, seriously, if this group of cats makes me have to start this room over again, I am going to be pissed. Which it very, very well might, because there's two of them and only one of him. And yep, there we go. At least I don't have to do the other room over again. Look on the bright side. However minuscule it can be sometimes. Thank God that was not an ambush. I was gonna be very, very angry and might have had to take a preemptive break. Or an early break, just to kind of cool down. Oh, man. Like, like this is where I can understand people like being like, why is this one of your favorites? Because this can be an entirely infuriating section because of those stupid death cats. And I 100% agree. I hate those death cats with every fiber of my being. But, I mean, it's the last area of the game. It's supposed to be hard. It shouldn't be infuriatingly hard. But sometimes that happens. There's not much you can do. So we're gonna do a quick save. And am I right? Is it a box full of death cats? Oh no, it's Tiamat. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. Nah. If I remembered that it was Tiamat, I would have prepared a little better. We can get a protect off. I mean, the fact that Sewell has the blood sword and the mass immune is gonna make it a lot easier. Just because of that, let's go ahead and put that off, and we'll do a blink. And never mind, Sewell just took care of that like it was nothing. Okay. And got a Genji helm out of it. Let's do another quick save. I'm gonna spam that right now because I hate those stupid cats so much. Let's see if it's finally better. It drops as a, you know, I don't know if that actually affects his magic attack. That's the only thing. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. And then you can have... You know what? You can keep what you've got. I'm sorry, there was an invisible door there. Or wall there. Excuse me? I could have just passed through an invisible wall. Okay, so I've got I'm halfway through getting all the stuff. I was a little annoyed that I didn't know that there was a invisible wall there that I could have passed through. Okay, so it looks like actually before we go through here, we're gonna want to go into that last room because that looks like it's the way to go. I think we're just about ready to use another elixir to get on Fenton and Faust. listening to this, I'm trying to think if this was reused in Final Fantasy XIV. It would not surprise me if it was, because they did reuse quite a bit of music. But I'm actually genuinely curious. Oh, Fenton. That's better. Yep. With the blood sword, the mini bosses in this area are pretty well a cakewalk. Ooh, Genji army. Who can make use of that? Her evasion goes way down. A lot of his stuff goes way down, so it goes to Seawall. Glad I haven't run into any more of those guys who make people amnesiac. Those guys are annoying. You know what? It always seems like a waste to use the elixirs when they still have full health, so I might just switch them to attacking. Just until they can take some damage, and then I don't feel so bad for using elixirs, even though I really would like to keep working on their spells. And this is actually going to be my first time ever beating this game with the blood sword. Because in every other playthrough, the very first time I played through it, I didn't know the blood sword existed. So there was that. And then in my last one, I got to the Emperor and was actually having a lot of trouble with it. I'm guessing the last time I played through the Pixel remaster, I should say, I got to Emperor and had a very, very tough time with it and was like, what the heck's going on? I don't remember having this much trouble with it on the PSP version. So I wasn't sure what happened there. So then I looked into it and I was like, oh, if I get a blood sword, it's a lot easier. So then I was like scouring around and it's like, talk to Paul to get the blood sword. So I went back through Pandemonium to talk to Paul, and it's like, what the heck? Like, why isn't he opening his basement for me? And then, of course, after that, I discovered that, oh, he opens his basement only during the cyclone. So I missed out on the blood sword, and then did a lot of level grinding in order to finally beat the Emperor without the blood sword. And so that's why this time around I was like, I need to remember to get the blood sword, so that way it's not as much of a slog to get through. So this is going to be my very first time getting to face the Emperor with having that equipped. Which is supposedly because of the fact that it does more damage to opponents that have high HPs. It should make the fight a bit of a... I'm not going to say a cakewalk because, I mean, I don't know for sure. Since I have never been able to do that. But it should make it easier than it would be otherwise, at the very least. And we're just missing 3 chests now, so they should be all in the next level. You all can go straight to heck. feel kind of obligated now to use... You know what? Let's just go ahead and use that, because, I mean, we have a whole bunch. We're getting close to the end of Pandemonium anyways. So it's like, I might as well. Let's get rid of you, first and foremost. I love, like, the little, like, motion when they come back. It's like, yay, I'm back. I mean, that being said, I also remember in the PSP version, or which is the PlayStation 1 version, Tiamat in this game is a lot more of a bitch and a half to fight, I guess, would be the correct terminology. I recall there being an attack that Tiamat had that if you didn't have the right, I think it was Blink. If you didn't have Blink and Tiamat used an attack, it would basically wipe out your entire party, and then Blink was the only thing that could counter it and make it so that one person would at least survive. Or maybe, actually, now that I think, maybe that is Final Fantasy 1, because I swear it was in this one, but maybe it was Final Fantasy 1, and it was in Viz 2? I don't remember. Either way, there's one of the first two games, but I thought for sure it was this one, but like my memory is just kind of like, no. The attack was there, the spell you needed was in Viz 2, which obviously is not in Final Fantasy 2, so maybe I am wrong. Which, I mean, my memory's not great, so it very well could be. But I mean, considering we had no problem with Tiamat, I mean, in any playthrough of the Pixel Remaster, I've never had trouble with Tiamat. So, feel like now I have to go back to the PSP version and find out. Which the RNG in the PSP version is a lot less forgiving than what I found it being in the Pixel Remasters. They've definitely tweaked some things for the better. Mostly because I just remember my main issue with the one especially was that it seemed like like the game seemed to like just know when you raise someone, and then like you'd raise them one turn, and then all the monsters decide to attack that one guy that you just raised in the next turn. Or sorry, no, you'd raise them in a turn, and during that same turn, so you've just raised them, so they should not have been an available target for the monsters to attack, essentially, is what you would assume. That was not the case. You'd raise them, and then in the same turn, the monsters would hit it and hit that person and kill them. And you're just like, well, that just wasted a Phoenix Down or a raise spell. And it was really frustrating. That's why I say the RNG is a lot kinder in the Pixel Remasters than it is in the original games. Is this the second last floor? So there should just be, there's one chest. There's a second chest. So there are the last two chests in Pandemonium. We are almost done here. We'll see how bad the Emperor is. I'm still a little concerned with Seawall's HP, but we'll see how that goes. I might be worried for nothing. Because again, I've never faced the Emperor with the Blood Sword, so maybe this will be perfectly fine and everything will be just right as rain. I would love if I get Ultima 2 before I face Emperor, but I don't. Considering how long it took to get to Holy 10, or sorry, Ultima 10, not 2. Just, excuse you? What in the heck? They're like, yeah, you can use fire, that's fine. Don't go transporting my guys to death. I was hoping I'd raise him before. Oh well. Magic, use life. Use cure. And then you should be okay. Do a quick save just in case. It's just an acid file. Oh well, we got all the items in the game. Actually, no, we're missing a whole bunch in Finn, but that's fine. They're not important. Oh, I was like, where did I go? Apparently I was in the middle of a wall. Alright. And we have all this to traverse. We're trying to get over to our last warp, which is all the way over here. Kind of is a little reminiscent of, that room is kind of a little reminiscent of the sky place with, where you do fight Tiamat in the, originally in 1. Seaball. You just sit in a corner, buddy. You're okay. Now this should be the throne room. Yep. So let's go ahead. We'll do a quick save here. Because just like in Chaos Shrine, you can still run into enemies while you're making your way up. And then here, we'll go ahead and use elixirs on both of them. I'll use High Potion on him. Do another quick save. And you have braved the bowels of hell to reach me. But the hand of man, which deals in false justice and forsaken love, can never hope to defeat. the Lord and Master of Hell. Alright, so to start things off, we're gonna go ahead and haste. And we're gonna do a protect. And then those two can attack. And that is a crap ton of damage. This battle theme is great for the Emperor. Oh, I should have done shell first. Oh well. That does not do as much as I was thinking it would. Link off, and then those two can attack again. Holy crap, Seawall. So this might end up being like when we fought Chaos. And until that happens. Alright, you can go ahead and use Ultima. You're gonna end up using Life. Just as I suspected, she's probably gonna end up just being a healer of the group. Because now that Seawall's down, Fenton's doing the most damage at 400. Which isn't great, and then Curse, of course, is gonna cut, I'm just gonna cure him real quick, just so that way if he gets hit before he can get an attack off. Okay! Okay! Bloodsword OP. Unbelievable. Defeated by instincts like you. Not once, but twice. Who are you? Hooray! It's done. Now let's get out of here. Tell the friends we made along the way, who are still alive. It's finally over, isn't it? It was a long struggle, but with the Emperor gone, nothing left to fear. Thank you. With all my heart, I thank you. With the combined strength of Kashuan and Finn, we will build the kingdom anew. Together, Princess, we will create a kingdom even fairer than the old. Though once a coward, I now stand here a new man. I have all of you to thank for that. You have my deepest gratitude. I'm sure Scott is smiling down on me from above. Look at you. Do you realize what you've done? Who am I supposed to steal from with the Emperor gone? You put me out of a job. Oh, I guess I'll just have to start stealing from you. Better watch your backs. Excuse you. Yeah, sure showed him, Kenton. You're every bit the bloke I pegged you for. If you ever feel like trying your hand at pirating. What? That not sits well with you, first? Looks like your next battle's already begun, Fenton. Okay, bye, Layla. You did it! I'm sure my dad's happy for you, too. Up there above the clouds. I'm gonna be working here serving the princess. I just want to do whatever I can to help out. Oh, and the ghost of Joseph just kind of faded there. Joseph? We must now dedicate ourselves to the task of restoring what was lost. Farewell. Words cannot express my gratitude to you all. Okay, bye. War finally over. Yes. We can all live in peace again. Together. Right, Sewell? There can be no going back. Not for all of us. But why? Don't go. Fenton, stop him. Faust, Sewell is right. We've been through too much. I can't stop him. Not now. Sewell, we will meet again. It's our fallen friends. Oh yeah, I forgot about Rickard. I was like, Sid died, Mimu died, I forgot Rickard died. Whoops. Well, we should be going too. This is only the beginning. Well, actually, it's the ending. Their long struggle was finally at an end. The Emperor, Pandemonium, the monsters plaguing the world, all had vanished without a trace. Peace had returned once more. The wounds of war would mend, and the memory of those bitter days would fade. This is so much easier to read than the beginning. Oh, they rebuilt Gatria. But one thing would never be forgotten. That a band of young heroes once saved the world. And that is the end of Final Fantasy II. So, yeah, this is, I mean, aside from Pandemonium and my frustration with the Death Cats, this is still very much one of my favorite Final Fantasies. For a long time, it was number 3 in the list with the games that I played up to that point. 9 still will forever be number 1 for me. 7 and then 2. And then I played others and things got shuffled about. 12 eventually took 2's spot, and then 14 took 12's spot. So a lot of things with it is, I think, mainly because of the games that I had. Whoop, just knocked my computer. I had played at that point with the Final Fantasy series. In terms of the fact that I hated 10 so vehemently after I played it the first time. That I was like, yeah, no, 10 is at the very bottom. And then I played 1 and then 2. And 1 was better than 10. I did get frustrated a little bit with it because of old game mechanics. And I just felt that 2 was just such a huge improvement over 1 in terms of the gameplay aspect. And I did like, I kind of liked the idea of having to level up things. Obviously, towards the end of the game, when you're given like this ultimate spell to fight the Emperor, and you have to level it up to get it to even be remotely useful, that I don't really agree with. But the idea of like you have to level up to be able to use swords, or like that any one of the characters could use any weapon as long as they leveled up, that I didn't mind. And the idea of, to get more health, you have to get hit, or to raise your defense, you have to get hit. Some things made obviously a lot more sense than other things. But yeah, so that is, for a long time, one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I'd be interested to hear what anyone else thought about it. And it's going to be the end of at least the YouTube VOD from here. So for the YouTube VOD, you can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/Pyschogambit to see updates if you ever want to join me on stream. And then from here, I am actually going to throw this on. We're going to do a quick break, and then I might as well jump into Final Fantasy III. Just because I've still got 2 hours in me, so we might as well get started on the next Final Fantasy. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll hop back in.